Reggie Bush called winning the Heisman one of the greatest accomplishments of his life, which made his decision to return the award that much more painful.
It was extremely difficult. It wasn't an easy decision, but I felt like it was the best one. It wasn't one that deep down inside I wanted to make, but it was one that I felt like it was the right thing to do.
Reggie Bush, winner of the 2005 Heisman Trophy, chose to return the award when it was discovered that he had accepted incentives from professional agents. Despite his clear violation of the NCAA rules, the validity of penalties levied against Bush was widely debated.
Reggie Bush did not cheat. He didn't take performance-enhancing drugs. He didn't go on the field and cheat in any way. According to the allegations, obviously his family received hundreds of thousands of dollars from 2 agents, sports marketers, paid for everything from hotel stays to a rent-free home where Bush's family apparently lived, a limousine, transportation, and a new suit he wore accepting his Heisman Trophy award. There's nothing about that that says to me there was an advantage that occurred on the field of play.
Did Reggie Bush get paid to play college football? Yes, he did. Not by USC directly.
Says he did.
Okay, but Stephen A., I agree with everything you just said. He was a sensational college football performer, but he broke the rules. He knowingly broke the rules.
Bush's case and similar incidents shed light on a growing controversy that has divided the collegiate athletics community. Should college athletes be compensated for their performances? And if so, how much should they receive? And should universities, as academic institutions, profit from athletic performances? The National Collegiate Athletic Association is adamant that student athletes not be paid for their performances. All NCAA players are required to maintain amateur status while playing for their universities. This primarily means that no athlete can take pay or the promise of pay for competing in his or her sport. NCAA Chief Executive Officer Mark Emmert defends the organization's stance, saying, "One of the guiding principles of the NCAA has been that this is about students who play sports." He emphasizes both the academic and athletic opportunities that collegiate athletics provide, and says that the issue of pay for play is not even open for discussion. Emmert and the NCAA did approve for up to $2,000 to be added to athletic scholarships, allowing universities to provide players with a stipend to cover cost of living. While this has satisfied some pay-for-play proponents, others still believe that players should receive a larger share of game day revenue. Just as clearly as the NCAA is against pay-for-play, the majority of college athletes are in favor of it. When asked if they thought that they should be financially compensated for their performances on the field, the response was unanimous.
Yes, I do. Yes, I believe that we should be paid. Yes, I do. I just feel like a lot of time and effort and stuff goes into football, and it creates a lot of money for the university. So I think we should. Yeah.
Players were also asked if they or any of their teammates have struggled to get by despite receiving financial aid.
Yeah, absolutely. We are on scholarship, but that only goes but so far. Like sometimes people need to eat and things like that. They need winter clothes, and sometimes it gets hard, but we find a way.
In regards to current ethics issues, players were asked if they or any of their teammates had been offered money or incentives.
Yes, me and a couple of my other teammates have been offered money, but we didn't take it.
No, I haven't heard of any stories here that people were getting money or anything like that.
They were also asked about current recruitment practices and whether it is common for recruiters to offer incentives to NCAA athletes.
No, I don't think so.
Actually, I haven't been through that before, and I haven't heard anybody tell me that's happened to them.
Players stated that it is difficult for student athletes to hold a job during the academic year.
The only time they can hold a job is during the summertime. During the school year, during the fall, or during the spring, it's really hard because we're so busy.
However, they agreed with NCAA requirements that they remain amateur athletes for a minimum time span.
Yes, I think it's a good thing that we stay for 3 years just so you can develop and get strong enough, because when you go to the NFL, you have to go against grown men, so you have to be developed and you can't rush it. So I feel like 3 years is a good amount to develop your skills and your physical attributes to be good.
Although not all are hoping to get rich, most players do want some share of what they earn for their universities. To some members of the public, this is a fair expectation for hardworking men and women. To others, it is a threat to undermine the nature of the student athlete. ESPN analyst Jay Billis, an outspoken supporter of pay-for-play, believes that NCAA athletes are entitled to more than a spending stipend.
it's totally ridiculous to suggest that the athlete is what this entire undertaking or this entire multi-billion-dollar enterprise teeters upon. That if the athlete is provided anything more than a scholarship, then the whole thing collapses. When everyone else in the system, from parking lot attendants to officials to secretaries, administrators, athletic directors, you name it, all employees, coaches, they're all paid. But boy, if the athletes get a nickel, then the whole thing's going to collapse, and we won't be able to realize this multi-billion-dollar pot, and nobody else will be able to play.
Although support for Pay for Play has grown in recent years, former coach Lou Holtz and others maintain that removing the requirement for amateur status would ultimately harm players.
I think they definitely should not be paid for a variety of different reasons. Number one, they get an education. They get an education on how to live as well as an education on how to make a living. You want a job? Drop out of school, go to work for Walmart. You're not supposed to have an awful lot of money. You're not supposed to get rich in college. When I was in college, they'd say you need a haircut. Look in the mirror. I say, I don't. I look at my wallet. My wallet told me whether I need a haircut or not.
Many students agree and consider the combination of scholarships and spending stipends that players now receive to be more than enough compensation. An Onward State article points out that in some cases, athletes' benefits can already outvalue average household incomes in the United States. Despite growing support for the implementation of Pay for Play, it is not likely to come anytime soon. Mark Emmert and nearly all university presidents agree that amateur status is vital to ensuring that student athletes remain focused on academics. And although NCAA events can provide tens of millions of dollars to universities, this revenue is generally used to benefit all students, keeping tuition costs from rising further than necessary.